Have you ever had to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders? This popular phrase is often used in literature, poems, songs, and even speeches. Heck, you might even have used this expression in your conversations from time to time. Or rather, you might have done such a thing in the past. Or you're probably carrying something heavy right now. But what does this really mean? How does one carry such a heavy weight? And most importantly, why does this often happen? Is it always worth carrying such a burden? Well, guess what? In life, we're tasked to carry different responsibilities with varying weight. But there are some things in life we should not be carrying. Don't believe me? Well, let's take a look at today's story to find out. Welcome to Untapping Your Potential, where we will share with you motivational stories that will keep you growing and inspire you to take action. One day, two monks were traveling together, a senior monk and a junior monk. After several hours of trekking, they eventually arrived at a river. Now, due to the heavy rainfall that happened the night before, the river had a strong current and a very high stream. Standing across from the river was a young, stunning woman. Her beauty was to die for, and any man could fall for her. And something seemed to be bothering her. She looked concerned, and the woman seemed to be having doubts and trying to cross the fast-paced river all by herself. She wondered, how can I safely get across? Immediately, the woman noticed the two monks and asked out loud, "Are you two planning on crossing the river?" The two monks glanced at one another as if to say, "Are you going to help her?" But it was only the senior monk who nodded in response. "Will you help me get to the other side?" asked the woman. Now you see, before one officially becomes a monk, one must make it a sacred vow to not touch a woman. It is against monkhood for them to have any interaction with the opposite gender. But the wise senior monk, who appeared nonchalant, did not think twice about it, went to the woman, hastily picked her up, and began carrying her across the river. Despite the harsh current blowing on the monk's feet and the woman's weight, he still proceeded to walk onward. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step. He only faced forward, not looking back, not staying still. But on the other side, the young monk just stood there watching all this in disgust. He said to himself, "I can't believe he's doing this." In his mind, he was furious. How could this monk, and his senior at that, break such a sacred vow? But the young monk remained silent. Of course, he could not voice his anger. That would be too much even for him. So he simply waited for the right moment to speak with the senior monk. Finally, once the older monk and the woman had reached the riverside, the monk placed her gently on the ground. "Thank you so much," said the woman. "You're welcome." And the monks went about their journey. But the young monk still couldn't believe it. The whole situation just bothered him. And during their journey, the young monk was speechless. But his face made it clear that he was in deep thought. The words, "How could he?" constantly ran on his mind. An hour passed by without a word between the two. Finally, after 2 hours, the young monk just couldn't hold it any longer and asked, "Why did you carry that woman? Isn't it within our sacred vow to never touch them? You're the senior monk, for crying out loud. How could you do this?" The older monk simply looked at him and said, "Younger brother, what are you talking about? I set her down on the riverside miles ago. Hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" the only way the weight of the world can break you down is if you're carrying it the wrong way. Leino Suggs. Have you ever been troubled? I mean, of course you have. But have you ever been troubled by not knowing for what specific reason or particular cause? Do you hold grudges? Do you have regrets? Are you carrying something heavy on your shoulders that you can't seem to just put down? But before you let yourself linger in this any longer, try to ask yourself, do I want to carry this forever? Baggage, no matter what is inside, is heavy. Life is full of baggage, and it's unavoidable. Some days it feels unbearably heavy, and some days it might feel non-existent. But if we don't let go of it, it'll still be there. Do you find letting go difficult? Understand that most of the time, worries and doubts are too expensive to keep dragging along to all the places that life wants to take you. It's a part of life's challenge that you must overcome. And to overcome it, let me tell you a secret. You must let go. Carrying someone else's weight is only going to weigh down on you. All it'll do is add stress, frustration, and pain. That is why you should surround yourself with positive, like-minded people. Read the good books. Choose your priorities and give attention to those things that actually matter. Just ask yourself, is this worth my time? Should I put more time onto this? Time is your most valuable asset. Not everything that weighs down on you is yours to carry. And guess what? Not everything that weighs you down is worth carrying. Herman Hesse once said, some of us think holding on makes us strong, but sometimes it's letting go. Learn to let go. Learn to accept, repent, forgive and forget, and move on. Feel the feeling, but don't become the emotion. Witness it, allow it, release it. Crystal Andrews. Let me ask you, why are you still carrying that weight? Thanks for watching the video. How would you like to hear more motivational stories on a consistent basis? Well, do me a favor, comment below, and please make sure to like and hit that subscribe button to get the latest update. Soon, you will be on your way to